What do you think of my new intro? Thank you very much to Martina Pavlova at Martina Illustrations. I will put her Instagram and her website details below for helping me pimp my channel. I wanted to do something that was just a little bit more fun, and she has certainly helped me with that. And there's a selection of some of my favorite bags included in the illustrations, and I thought she did a really sweet job there. So if you are interested in fashion illustrations and other pieces of merch that are a bit playful, then go and check out Martina's website and her Instagram page. She was an absolute pleasure to deal with. Welcome to you. My name's Dale and this is Dale's Addiction. Have you been looking at Louis Vuitton's Petite BOITE CHAPEAU or CANNES bag and trying to figure out which one is for you and if it's worth it? If you have, I hope this video helps you make some sense out of the two. Today I'm going to be doing a bit of a comparison between these two and why I think they fall into the same category but how different they are. I'm going to be going through what fits inside, obviously. I'm going to give you a detailed overview of the bags, what they're made of, what storage capacity they have, so what fits inside, different ways you can wear them, different adjustments that you might be able to make if you're that way inclined, and also how easy they are to get on the resale market. So we are going to start with Louis Vuitton's CANNES bag. Now, this is a modern take on the earlier CANNES bag, which was a beauty case. And if you look on Fashion File right now, and I'm filming this on the 20th of February, you will actually find several pieces under $1,000 in a red color, and they are the original beauty cases. This is obviously the modern take, and the current CANNES bag, or the one that I have, is in reverse monogram with black treated leather, and it also has the traditional monogram on the top. This bag can also be purchased in epi leather combinations as well. So a black epi is a pretty common option. There's also black epi with some silver trim as well, which is quite a stunning piece. So let me take you through the detailed features of this bag. On the outside of the bag, you can see that it is a circular shape. There is exposed stitching right around the bag. It's beautifully constructed. This lovely flat panel on the back of the bag helps the bag sit flatter against your body, which is important when you're carrying around a bag that looks like this. So on the base of the CANNES bag, there are just 4 very, very small studs that act as feet, and it's a reverse base. On the front, you will see the leather tab says Louis Vuitton Paris, and underneath is where you find the date code. So it's just inscribed here. I'm not sure if you'll be able to see that on the camera. So if you are looking for a pre-loved one of these, you need to find the date code to help you with authenticity. It sits underneath this front tab. Also, on the outside of the bag, you'll see that there are these little loops. They've got LV engraved on them, and this is where the strap attaches. There's one of those on each side, and there is a lock mechanism. So you can actually use the zipper pull, and it pulls, which I will show you shortly, but it falls over the top of that tab, and then you can put the padlocks across it and lock it. So I guess if you were using it as a beauty case, that would be useful, but as a handbag, not so much. It's just a nice feature. On the top, you can see that the top handle sits up nice and straight, which is great. You know, mine hasn't gone misshapen at all. I think it could fall over eventually because it is quite movable, but it does have a nice structure about it. Now I'll open it. Now I opened that with one hand, and you can close it with one hand. Some of these with poorer structures are a little bit tricky to deal with one-handed. So again, if you're looking at buying pre-loved, it's going to be hard for you to get an idea of the structure. It might be nice to have a video of the person opening it. So inside of the bag, I have it stuffed with its dust bag. In the top of the bag, there is a leather tab that says Louis Vuitton made in France. So again, another thing to look for when you're trying to check authenticity. I can guarantee you this is authentic because I bought it from the boutique. So I'm just taking out all of these bits inside. Inside of this bag, there is literally no organisation. I think you can buy organisers for these. I'm not a big fan of organisers that don't come with bags, except for my Neverfull. But this one has this beautiful, beautiful microfiber lining, and it is definitely a black hole. It comes with an adjustable leather strap, and this strap has 5 adjustments, gold hardware, and the great swivel hooks from Louis Vuitton so that you can adjust this bag as you need to. I'll put those on a bit later. And a little dust bag for the lock and keys, and a nice little feature that I literally just noticed was that the keys sit on one side of the bag and the lock sits on the other side so that you can stop them from scratching against each other when you're storing them. So that's a nice touch. So I'm just going to open that lock because I want to show you how you lock this bag up. So again, hold the bag by the base is the best way to open and close it, I find. Then you literally just pop this little leather tab zipper pull over the top there. Take the lock and close it. And then it is securely locked. Now my lock is in beautiful shiny condition because I haven't used this bag very much. So it's not much good to us being locked, but you can see the detail on the locks here, Louis Vuitton Paris, and the engraving on the front as well. Now, when it comes to what fits in this bag is a bottomless pit. I have a iPhone 10, which is the plus size iPhone here, and that fits in, and it sits just above the zipper line. So because the lid has a good couple of centimeters coverage, it will definitely fit in upright, but also if you tip it over, it's definitely going to fit. So next I'm going to pack a mini pochette, and it has some hand sanitizer, some tissues, it's got some hand cream, I'll throw in a lipstick and my Dior lip glow, highly recommend. And the really important thing with this bag, even though it has feet, is a handbag butler. So if you haven't seen these before, they're usually in kitschy gift shops, but effectively what they do is they sit on the tabletop and they create a hook for you to hang your handbag on so you do not have to put it on the floor. Because I do not like putting my luxury handbags on the floor at all, ever, even at home. So I'll pop that in the mini pochette just so we know where to find it. And that is fully loaded, and that can fit in as well. And I put that in upright, right next to the phone. You can see there's still a lot more there. Depends on how much weight you want to carry. I've got my Chanel card case here. So this is a classic card case with the pocket on the back. I can put that one in as well, upright. I can put my Louis Vuitton 6-key ring holder in as well, upright. Still heaps of room. I can put in a card case. This is my Chanel graffiti card case. I can pop that in the back. Still heaps of room. I can put in a pair of Celine sunglasses, which are quite a large pair of sunglasses. Up the back, still heaps of room. So this bag feels pretty heavy now, but that is a lot of storage capacity. Now, I'll do that up. And if I was carrying it like that, I think handheld would be the most comfortable way to carry it, because ultimately that is going to be pretty uncomfortable just hanging off your shoulder. But if you need to carry a lot of things, it's good to know that you can and have quite an ornamental looking bag. So that's a pretty practical component of this bag. Now that we've loaded this bag up, let's attach the shoulder strap. So there we go, shoulder strap is on and the bag is fully loaded. We are not going to be locking this baby up, but I think it looks really nice to put the padlock on and just have it hanging on that little stop there as another piece of decorative hardware. So this is quite a stunning piece. In terms of how you can wear it, obviously you can wear it by the top handle and have the strap hanging down. You can have the strap in your hand as well and carry it top handle. You can wear it on the shoulder and you can wear it crossbody. This bag currently retails for 3,800 Australian dollars or 4,200 if you were to choose the Epi version. And on the resale market, it does tend to lose a little bit of money, but not too much. So if you're a buyer, it's probably a good place to pick up one of these bags. There's not usually too many around, so just keep an eye on prices. But if you're a seller, be prepared to lose a little bit of cash if you make the wrong decision and you find that this bag is not for you. This is a super light bag when it has nothing in it. I purchased this bag because I loved the unique style of the bag and how it referenced a former design. I also wanted a piece of reverse monogram, and when I looked at the reverse monogram selection, there was either the Palm Springs Mini or this bag that kind of stood out for me, and the Palm Springs Mini was just never going to make it. I just don't think it would suit my frame or my style. So I took this one home before the price increase, so I didn't pay 3,800 for it. And I'm glad that I didn't. But yeah, I have not worn this much, and 2020 had a little bit to do with that. So now let's have a look at the Petite BOITE Chapeau. This little beauty, as you may be aware that I've spoken about many times, was purchased for me by my husband as a surprise for Christmas, and that would be the Christmas of 2019. This is a special bag, not just because of that, but definitely because of that, because this is hard-sided luggage. So it's quite different in its construction to the CANNES bag, which is more malleable and not hard-sided. This bag is in the traditional monogram leather, and it has an pre-aged vachetta leather trim. So this is not the typical colour that vachetta would be coming in if you bought a brand new Neverfull in the monogram, or a Keepall, or anything else for that matter, a Neon Away. They all have a very blonde vachette, whereas this bag has a pre-aged. So it is a lot more hardy, I suppose, particularly for a travel piece. Let's take you through the details of this little beauty. So it is hard-sided, so therefore it does weigh quite a bit more than the CANNES bag. In terms of the details, it has a luggage tag because it is luggage, and there's no tag inside of it yet, but it has a luggage tag that is removable, but it really is a lovely feature of the bag. Then you have this little top handle piece which has 3 adjustments. I keep it on the middle one, and I find that on the middle one it's a good length for me to be able to hold top handle. But I also, when I open the bag, and this bag has an S-lock opening, if you can see there. When I open the bag by squeezing the locks together, I can still access things inside of the bag without having to open up this top handle. And that's a really important practical component, because otherwise this bag would be quite a pain in the backside. So let's go around so on the outside of the bag we have 2 D-rings, and they are offset, so on opposite sides of the bag, so that when you have the bag on your shoulder that it hangs evenly. On the base of the Petite BOITE Chapeau there are 4 feet which are rounded studs. So you can see both of those stud types are different. One is quite rounded and one is quite flat. Okay. As I mentioned before, the S-lock. So inside of the bag, I just have the strap stored inside. Again, the strap is a pre-aged Pochette, and it has 1, 2, 3, 4. It also has 5 adjustments as well, and it's quite a rigid Pochette leather. So it's not like, say, a LV Favourite strap, which is usually quite soft and malleable. This one is quite rigid, and it has the 2 claws at the end, but I won't put those on the bag just yet. So this is the full capacity of the bag. So I have literally just opened up the top handle to see if I could get any more capacity, but that's it. So these gussets on the inside of the bag control how wide the bag can go. Inside of the bag has the old heritage style painting in the black, and it says Louis Vuitton, Louis Vuitton made in Italy. On the other side, it's plain with 1 slip pocket, and that is the base of the bag. Okay, now those of you who are buying pre-love, the date code on these bags is on the inside, adjacent to the slip pocket. Okay, so this one was made in the 38th week 2019, so it actually was made pretty much just before my husband bought it for me. It seems to have a magnetic closure as well. I don't know if that's a feature, but if you see that, it closes. All right, now the Louis Vuitton website actually says now that this bag is practical because it fits an iPhone 7. I went hunting through our tech drawers and I found a phone that I think is an iPhone 7, but it's a little worse for wear, or maybe it's a older model, but it's about the size of an iPhone 7. So I'm going to pop that in. You can see there that it still interferes with the opening, but you can put it in like this on a diagonal and it fits. Okay, so if you have a smaller sized iPhone, this bag is going to work for you. I have a plus size iPhone, so this is an iPhone 10. If I try and pop that one in, yeah, it's not going to fit. It doesn't matter how I manipulate it. So when I take this bag, I just carry my phone in my hand or in my pocket, and being realistic, my phone is usually in my hand most of the time, and if it's not bags that have back pockets, I'm usually sliding it in and out multiple times. So yes, let's do it with the smaller phone just so we can see what fits in. So I'm actually tempted to get a smaller phone just so it fits in my bags better. All right, so phone goes in like so. Now this bag, you have to be a little bit more edited in terms of what you wear or what you bring along. So what I would usually put in this bag is my card holder, and this card holder actually carries about 6 to 8 cards, which is really good for a card holder. I'm not going to fit my mini pochette inside, so I'm just going to take out a couple of key pieces. Given that my mini pochette won't fit inside, I'm not going to carry my backup hand sanitizer, but every store that you go into and every restaurant has hand sanitizer here. So I'm just going to take my 2 lip colours, and I'm also going to take my keys because I need those, and all of those things inside of the bag. Let's see, with a little manipulation it will definitely shut. Okay, but as you can see, when it's got a little bit more weight in it, it is not going to snap closed, so the magnet is not strong enough to keep it closed when it has things in it. So good to know, and I've literally just discovered that, sharing it with you. Okay, so everything fits inside, and then we just snap the S-lock closed. I'm going to do this back up again. Seems I didn't really need to undo it. And just pop that in the second lock there. Okay, so again, that does feel quite heavy, and on this little strap, which I will attach now, that would be rather uncomfortable on your shoulder. Oh, Something else I have just noticed before I put the strap on is that each of the little D-rings that the strap connects to are actually engraved with Louis Vuitton. I'm going to see if I can get that angle right there for you so that you can see it's quite a tiny little detail. Another beautiful thing about this bag. Okay, so now the strap's attached. What an absolute beauty. This bag is currently retailing for $7,200 new in the boutique, and I went on Fashion File to have a look for some pre-loved versions, and there were none, only the teeny tiny little ones. So they do not come up very often, and usually they'll fetch roughly, through consignment stores anyway, the same as what retail is, or the previous retail price before a markup. So on that basis, I would suggest that this is a bag that you enjoy the boutique experience if you are thinking about buying it, and go and get one from the boutique. So this bag can be worn obviously by the top handle with the strap hanging down, or with the strap in your hand as well. A little bit of messy chaos, you know I like messiness. It can be worn on the shoulder, it can be worn crossbody. The CANNES bag does not work crossbody because it just sticks out too far from the body. So that's a close look at both of these bags. And look, when it comes down to it, you've really just got to shop with your heart. I can't sit here and tell you which one you should get. This is $7,200 now. This is $3,800. This is hard-sided luggage, and it is a spin-off of the hat box. This is more pliable, still canvas, and it is the new version of the CANNES beauty case. The original didn't have a strap, and obviously there are hacks that you can do there. This one obviously has a place in my heart because it was sentimental, and this one has an important part in my collection because it's my only piece of reverse, and it's just such a unique bag. When I take this bag out, I carry it top handle. I really prefer having it top handle, but I do like the option to put it on my shoulder. This bag I also like carrying top handle and on my shoulder. Neither of these bags I enjoy wearing crossbody, but that's just me. You might be different. So look, if I could only keep one, which one would I keep? It's an obvious choice, isn't it? I mean, it's not. There's no rocket science involved. This one, it cost me no pain. It only brings pleasure, and I am just so stoked to be able to have this bag in my collection, in my home, as a piece of art. I just love it. In saying that though, would I have purchased this bag for myself? I honestly think that I would not have done. I wouldn't have allowed myself the indulgence of something that is what I thought rather impractical, but actually quite practical, but super heavy to be holding up here right now. So when you're weighing up these two bags, which one is your favourite? What do you have your eye on? I'm really interested to know, because these bags are not bags that you see out and about very often at all, but they're definitely bags that you see in the windows at the boutique, and they're a very special bag when you do see them in person. I'd absolutely love to know which one is your favourite. If you've liked this video, as always, please give me a thumbs up. Consider subscribing if you haven't already. I put out videos on Wednesdays and Sundays, and I'll look forward to seeing you next time. Bye.